preparing live streaming. Calm down. Redirecting to YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. We are live. No, it's not here. Yes, we are live on YouTube, guys. The live meeting is being streamed. Great. So today we're here for one more Clube Parceiro de Conversação live meeting. Yes, it is 6 words, almost 7. And I want to welcome you all. Rafael and Gabi are my students. I'm so proud. Hi, my friend. And not hi, cara, lie. For God's sake. Liane, my friend, and Trevor is our special guest today. Welcome, everybody. First, the word to you, Trevor, our special guest. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So always a pleasure. Well, welcome, Rafael. Do you want to say some words before we start? Do you want to say some words before we start? Just a hi or a hello.
Oh, okay. Hello, good afternoon again.
Yes.
To see with you.
It's so nice to have you here, Rafael. You can't imagine how happy I am because, guys, I am with them every week, every day, actually, because we're talking on WhatsApp and Telegram, and I know the fights, right, of all of them, and it's really great to have you here. Gabi, welcome, my princess.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Annie. Welcome to our live meeting. I hope to see you here more times.
Yes. And thanks for inviting me again.
Yes, of course. I should have invited you before, like since the beginning, but I thought I invited you and you were just too busy to come, right? Busy, working.
Yes, yeah, in the beginning, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, so as everyone is already welcomed, Trevor, do you want to share your screen or do you prefer me to share mine?
It's up to you, whichever you prefer.
So I decide I will share mine.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll say next slide when we're ready to move to the next slide.
Okay, so let me close those other pages here and refresh the page because, as I always say, my computer has its yes, it's on spirit, it's on wheel. Great. I will also make this a little bit bigger so you can see better. There you go. Can you see it well? Okay.
Yeah.
So our topic today, Trevor, you will notice I changed the name a little bit. Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
But in a general way, we are going to talk about the changes that have happened because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is the topic I chose, the before and after of the pandemic. If you guys want to follow Trevor on Instagram, he has really beautiful photos on his account. Oh, yes, it's this here at Trevor's Newman.
Neo, it's a fake name. It's has a funny story.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's doctors, their writing is very bad. When a doctor writes prescription or your name, it's usually very bad. and a doctor wrote my name as Trevor Neoma.
My goodness.
And so I use this as my Instagram name.
Cool. That's a good name, and not much people have this.
Yeah, no one has it, only me.
Yeah, actually, that's the thing with Instagram's at, right? They are unique.
Exactly.
Well, so if you want to follow Trevor, guys, follow him. You see the beautiful photos I'm talking about. And now, here, let me tell you something. If I am speaking too fast, you let me know, okay? If it's too fast, if you don't understand something I say or something Trevor says, or even if you guys are talking and the other one don't understand, please let us know. We're here to learn. We're not perfect experts, right? Even I am the teacher, I am learning. So feel free to ask if you don't understand something. Do we have a deal? Todo mundo de acordo? Great. Great. So, Trevor, do you want to start by conducting, or
Yeah.
I don't know how to say
I
that.
will walk you through each of the questions. I'll start off by giving you an answer from my perspective, and then we'll go through and hear everyone's answers. So first question, what comes to your mind when you think about COVID? So what thoughts or images or emotions come into your mind when someone says COVID? For me, it was a big change in my life. A change from being social, from being busy, from going many places, to living at home, working at home, hanging out with fewer people, always being home. So big change for me was, that's what I think of. When I think of COVID, I think of big change to my life. So who wants to share? What do you think of with COVID?
Don't fight, guys. Do you want to go first, Lai?
I can.
Okay.
Well, I'm a little bit scared because when I think about COVID, I think about bad things the most, about the beginning, the start of the deaths, the closed society, about this change. But I can remember that guy who did that video about Bolsonaro and the vaccine.
The vaccine.
And it was a funny thing, and I remember this when I think about COVID too. And also about the vaccine that had to bring out hope again and change our behavior after the COVID. And that's it.
Great. Excellent. Well, Rafael, do you want to go now?
Oh, okay. No problem. Yes. In this pandemic, I stopped work for a few days. I'll change. I stay in my house with my family.
Yeah. Cool. I find it cool actually, because I am, house rat. If it depends only on me, I would hardly ever leave home. Anyways, Gabi, it's your turn now. What comes to your mind when you think about COVID?
Well, what comes to my mind when I think about COVID is people's dying. I don't know, but it comes to my mind when I think about it. And it's really sad.
Yes. Well, I don't think about good things when I think about COVID. I record a video, a pre-live video to leave available on Hotmart. And so that people can kind of have a chance to know what we are going to talk about and to be a little more prepared for the live meeting, you know? So when I was recording the video and I asked this question on the video, I just thought about really dark things. Now, if I think with my mind, I can see the hope the vaccine brought, as Hayani said. I can see the changes that Trevor mentioned, and not all of them were bad. But when I think with my heart, if it's possible to think with the heart, but when I consider it like just relying on my feelings, it's just bad things that come to my mind, actually. Any comments? Okay, then I think we're ready to move to the next question.
The next question is, how long has the pandemic lasted? For many people, they say, oh, pandemic is done. We have the vaccine. We have a treatment that medicine people can take to recover from the pandemic. But many other people think, no, pandemic is still here. It's still not safe, especially for old people and for people who have, the word is immunocompromised. So they have their system that fights disease is not good. So they think the pandemic, it's still here. Personally, I think we are moving from pandemic, where there is fear and there is a lot of death, to what is called endemic. COVID exists. It is a part of our life now. Just like the cold, just like the fever or the flu, we have tools to fight it. We need to be careful, but it's not what it was like last year and the year before. That's just my opinion though. For many people, they think, oh no, it's still very bad. I will not go outside. I will not go on a plane. I will not go on a train. And that's, you know, I think a personal choice. But how about you guys? What do you think? Do you think pandemic is over? Do you think we are still in it? I'd love to hear.
Well, I never stopped to think about the definition of pandemic and endemic, like Trevor said. And now I'm in doubt. I don't know what to say about this question, but I can respond. So until now, 2 years. And if ONU changed the name to endemic, it can stop here and beginning endemic. I don't know.
Do you have, sorry, Trevor, to interrupt you. Go on.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. I think when I'm looking at the calendar, and it has been a little more than 2 years since things shut down. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, Rafael, do you think we are still living a pandemic, or it's already over?
Well, this pandemic in my city during long time. And in China, for example, is still independent.
In China, are there a lot of people dying there? I don't know about, I'm sorry, but I don't have much time to watch the news, you know. I would like to be more aware about the world, but I'm not. So is it too bad in China now?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know about that, guys? Oh my God, I'm so proud of you guys. Everybody very well informed.
It's very complicated in China because for them, they think they can defeat COVID. They believe zero COVID. Whereas the rest of the world says, no, we have to live with it. But in China, they have locked down all of Shanghai. No one can leave. If one person is sick, everyone near them has to quarantine, and like their economy is shutting down. People are angry. They can't get food. It's very interesting to observe because they think they can overcome this disease, and the disease is like, like you can't
laughing in their faces.
Yeah, because the disease transforms and, you know, has a variant. So it will be very interesting to see what they conclude with. But yeah, many people are dying. Old people in particular are getting sick. Yeah.
Are you into sociology, Trevor?
What's that?
Are you into sociology?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you sounded like someone who really are interested in studying about the society and understanding it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Cool. Well, not cool for China then, but anyways, Gavi, do you think we're still living a pandemic, or are we over it?
I think we are still living in a pandemic, but I stay like, I don't know the adjective, but it's like I see the people here where I live not using their how do I say máscara?
Masks.
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 I don't see the people here using their masks, and it's like in their mind the pandemic is off, but it is not. So I am like, why you are not afraid? It's like this because the peoples are dying, are still dying. So in my mind, I know the pandemic is happen. It is still happen, and it's like the places is not more. How do I say exigindo in English?
How do I say exigindo in English? Demanding.
Demanding. So the peoples in the places are not demanding more the masks in some places, and I don't agree with it. So I go to the places and the peoples are not using their masks, and I am there using mine because I am so afraid with this pandemic, and yeah, in my mind it's still not finished.
Yeah. Yes, Gabi, you are a young, wise girl. And I think it's exactly about it. people will do what they want to do, you know, but each one of us has its own responsibility to take care of ourselves. You know, it's the same with, now I don't know how to say IDs in English. I should search. Trevor, wait just a little bit because I don't know how to say AIDS in English, so I have to search.
Okay.
This is a disease that is transmitted sexually. You know, it's
like herpes. Oh, AIDS.
AIDS. That's it. Yeah, I don't need to search because I know how to ask questions. Did you see that?
Right, yeah. Right.
So AIDS, great. So it's similar to. Of course, I'm not saying it's the same. Don't judge me so bad. But it's similar because AIDS is there. It's probably always going to be out there. And you have to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, there are people who have AIDS and they transmit it to other people on purpose. Mm-hmm. So there are all kinds of crazy people. Right? So we have to take care of ourselves. And I also agree with Trevor when he says it's heading to change from a pandemic to an endemic. And I believe we should do that. And I'm not saying COVID is not dangerous, it is, but we have to learn how to live with that, actually. Because that's it, what we have to do. We gotta do. We don't have other options, actually, right? If you consider what's going on in China, they are still in lockdown and people are still dying. So, right? Do you agree with me, guys? Did I say a lot of crap here?
I think too, like your example of AIDS, like driving a car. Many people don't realize one of the leading causes of death is car accidents. Mm-hmm. And we get behind the wheel of a car. I was talking to a friend who is pregnant, and she said, all my friends who are pregnant are so worried about what they're eating, no fish, but they get behind the wheel of a car and drive, which is way more likely to kill me and the baby than eating fish or drinking a little wine. And I think, like with cars, we have to be careful when we drive. We have to pay attention. There are many things we can do. Don't drink when we drive. But also the way society has formed, the companies that make the cars have made the cars safer for us. The laws require seat belts. At least in America, you have to wear a seatbelt. So
here too.
Yeah. In some states in America, I don't think you need seatbelt, but it's
really
society has changed to make life driving a car safer and also take some of the responsibility off of us. So for example, masks. Right now, people should wear masks to prevent the disease, but maybe society will change, buildings will change, air ventilation will change so that we don't have to wear masks, because this has been a problem. Many people don't like them. And if they're not wearing them, then they're not very effective. So I think, like with driving, maybe, like cars have changed to be more safe. Maybe buildings and trains and planes will also change to be more safe for us.
Yeah, that's a great point of view, actually. Right, guys? Yes. Well, we got to be patient, right? Because those changes are not going to happen from day to night. And we got to take care of ourselves.
And another people.
Great. Are we ready to move to the next question then?
Let's do it.
Great.
All right. So how we have touched on this question, but how has the pandemic changed the world? There's many ways, but I think pick one way you have observed the pandemic has changed the world. For me, the pandemic, I think, has changed the way people socialize. So I know that that I have observed it's people go out less. They interact more online. So video games with multiple people playing. There's more interest in virtual worlds like Fortnite. There are concerts in Fortnite that people come together. I've observed this change from physical interaction to more virtual interaction.
Yes. Who goes now? You can say if you agree or disagree with Trevor and give your own opinions, guys. It's not something to agree or disagree, right? Because that's fact.
Everyone's opinion is right, yeah.
But yes. Who goes now? Gabi, I'll give you the word. Yes.
So, I don't know, guys, but I think the pandemic changed the world, changed the everyone routine, the people are not going out a lot. How they were before the pandemic, like this.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I
But
think so too. I agree with that.
yeah, so and the people are using masks. Some people are using masks. It does part of our routine now. Use masks in the places, and before it was not. Oh my god, I forgot the word in Portuguese and in English. It was not. Guys, I forgot the word.
That happens,
It's like-
Gabi. Don't
That
worry.
happens.
Find another
Me
way
too.
to say what you want. Use other words.
It was not a thing that we were used to do.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. You did this.
Good job.
Yes.
Yeah, this is my opinion. It's like this. Yeah.
Yes. Agreed. The world has changed itself, and especially people have changed, right? Our behavior, the way the things we see as natural nowadays, as seeing someone wearing a mask here where it's not that exactly where I live, where I used to live some times ago. People were commenting they were afraid when they saw in the past. They were afraid when they saw someone coming in direction to them wearing a mask because they thought it could be, a bandit, a thief or something. And then nowadays, or not exactly nowadays, but after the COVID situation started, they were afraid to see someone coming without a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a meme or not? Anyways, there is some truth there.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Hi. Not hi. Lion.
Lie.
Sorry.
Lie.
Lie. Oh my goodness.
I will start not to respond when you call me hi.
Okay, do
I'll
that.
be just here. Who?
Okay. You're
Okay. How has the pandemic changed the world? I had two ideas of how pandemic changed the world. The big change is about Gabi said the mask. I remember I using the subway. I can say subway to metro. Yes.
Metro?
Using subway, and a lot of people with a virus grippy. I don't know how to say it in English. Sorry.
Sorry, I am with my phone mute and trying to help. The flu, like.
The flu virus. And it's normal, everyone with this virus, because anyone use mask. And I remember now, after the beginning of using my mask, I saw also a lot of people with this virus, and I did not take it. And before, every time I was close to someone who had the virus, I took it to me. It
Really?
was sad. Yes,
Oh,
it was very sad.
I didn't know you had got COVID so many times. How many times did you got COVID?
No, no COVID. The other virus.
The
You
flu?
said.
Like
Yes.
flu.
Oh, okay.
didn't-
I was thinking you had COVID like 5
Yeah,
times.
I didn't have COVID.
Okay.
Thanks God.
Mm.
And the other change is about the way the people work. I remember search in LinkedIn some jobs, specific jobs about finance, and all they were to work on a place.
From home? Oh, I thought it was
On a
from
place.
home.
And today I searched again, and like 90% was remote.
Ooh, send me the links.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
a
a
very good
financist,
thing.
but I'm sorry to interrupt. This is because I cannot help myself. It's
okay.
just because I want so hard to work only online. You don't know how much I would love not have ever to go back to work in person.
Oh,
That's
I would
sweet.
love to work just from home.
I only work from home.
I invite your work, Trevor.
It's so
Yes,
I like
me
going
too.
to office sometimes. I like to go to see people and interact but not always. I like balance. It's good to have balance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes,
Agree.
there are the jobs which are like mixed, I think I can say it. Mixed from home and sometimes go to office. It's good too.
No.
No, Swilly.
No, not at all. Send my CVs, guys.
The teacher don't like to see people's.
No, I like to see people, but there are other ways to interact socially. I can go to a rolê as Laiane and our friends use it to say when we went out, when we hang out to the shopping mall or something, we used to say we on a rolê. So I like rolê, but I don't like to go to work in the onde o Judas perdeu as botas, in the end of the world. Oh my goodness. Anyways, coming back here to our situation. Okay, só falta eu falar. It's just me. I didn't. Yes, right. So,
I think Rafael didn't.
Oh, Rafael, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Rafael.
So that's your turn. Your phone is mute. Your microphone is mute. Mute.
Mute on Zoom.
Oh, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, I believe many things change in the world in this pandemic. In routine, for example, today I still use the mascara in my work. Because we know many people died in the world.
true. We were lucky here. I mean, my family, we didn't lose anyone, but we gotta take care of ourselves because we don't put ourselves in risks, actually, right? In risk. It's us and everyone around us. But what I wanted to comment about this change is exactly this changing from in-person things to online things. We already did a lot of things online before, but nowadays it's pretty much everything. Pretty much everything you do online. You study, you work, you hang out, right? The matter that we are here today is somehow because of the pandemic. Because it always started in 2020, right? After we went all home. Parceiro de conversação, me having the courage to put myself out there and offer my job as an online English teacher. And then Rayane, Rayane mesmo. Rayane, Trevor's wife, living in the United States. We had lost contact for a long time. Then she saw me on Instagram. She reached me and started having classes with me. Through her, I met Trevor, and Trevor is here now with us. So you see, all is connected. All of that is connected. Do you have any comments on that, guys? No? Nobody?
No.
Okay. Let's move then. What do we have next, Trevor? No, we still have one question.
We touched a little bit on this too. What do you know about how countries have responded to the pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
I observed many different responses. I remember in the United States, early in the pandemic, they said, oh no, don't worry, no problem. It will go away like a bad dream. I remember they said, don't wear masks. They said no masks because touching your face, touch your nose, it will only cause the virus to spread. Then they said, oh, now you have to wear a mask. I found out later they said no masks because we didn't have enough masks. So the government said, don't wear a mask because they knew we did not have enough supplies for everyone to have a mask. So that was very crazy. And also it made Americans not trust the government and what they were saying. They said, so first they say no mask. Now they say mask. Now they say get vaccine. Now they say you need another vaccine. Now they say you only need 2. Now they say, so it's very confusing for many Americans because the messages are all very different. And I think this was not a good thing. I don't know how the government could have done better because many of these things were the first time they experienced. And we were learning as we go. And so it was very confusing the way the United States addressed COVID. I'm curious to know how your countries responded to the pandemic.
I'll let you go, guys. You go first. I will be the last one to be talking. I think Rafael can start now because he hadn't started yet. Rafael, how do you see or what do you know about how Brazil has responded to the pandemic? How Brazil and Brazilian government has faced the pandemic?
Well, this pandemic, it was terrible in the world. Here in Brazil is terrible too. Well, I think many people acharam, né, que não seria tão grave, né?
They thought.
They thought. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people thought it was not very what? How do I say grave? Now I also don't know how to say that. It would be not something very, it would not be something serious or too serious. Yes, a lot of people thought that the COVID-19 situation would not be something very serious. Yeah.
I remember our president saying that it's just a
Flu.
How do I say, gripezinho?
A little flu.
A little flu.
Little.
Oh my God, what is what's happening in your mind? I was like this because really.
Are you mute because you want to, Gabi? Because you have finished work?
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't see you have finished. Okay, Lai.
Hey, well, I think the countries, the majority of countries followed what the World Health Organization said, because it's the most important organization of health. And I have seen this. The majority of countries followed the
What about Brazil?
World Health Organization. Well, when we say Brazil, we don't say Bolsonaro, right?
Not specific.
It's different.
Bolsonaro is the president.
Yes, but the government, the president, has different opinions sometimes, but in general, Brazil had followed too. The vaccine earlier, we used mask, we did lockdown a little bit, some people.
Yeah.
And it was tips of the OMS, the World Health Organization. That's it.
Yeah, well, I will not say anything. As if I was capable of not saying anything. Let me see. How have Brazil responded to the pandemic? Yeah, I think as Lion said, our president has a lot of opinions, strong opinions, but in a general way, Brazil followed the oh my goodness, stop that. Pedro is dancing here. It was very funny the way he danced. But in a general way, Brazil followed what was decided and recommended by the OMS, right? OMS? No, what is this? World Health Organization. WHO.
WHO. Who?
WHO, yes.
Who?
Who? Yes. A very far easier way to say who. Yes. So I don't like to talk about Bolsonaro in a I prefer not be talking about him because there are really strong opinions also about everything he does. and I prefer to deal just with English because that's my role.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So because I said his name twice ever.
No
today.
need to be sorry. No need to be sorry.
Hi, Aaron. I remember when he said that. Hi, Ernie was so mad. My wife.
Hi, Annie.
Yeah.
She was mad with Bolsonaro, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she told me. She told me. But anyway, my husband is a big fan. He talks about Bolsonaro all the time. So each head one sentence. There is a saying that says that. Cada cabeça uma sentença.
Yeah, we say in English, to each their own.
To each their own. Yes,
Yeah,
there are
everyone
others.
has own opinion.
To each their own. This one sounds a little bit negative.
Yeah.
Cada doido com a sua mania. To each his own. Okay, so now Trevor brought some images here. What was your idea, Trevor, when you chose those images, those pictures?
I think these were the images we saw a lot in the news and in our life. So wearing a mask on a bus, and the bus is empty. There's no one there because many people stopped taking public transport during the pandemic. I remember early on, I was on a plane to visit Hyerny, and there was no one on my plane. And the airport was empty, and the buses were empty. It was so strange. I will never forget. And probably our children will never know this. They will say, really? You lived when there was no one on the plane? Yeah, I remember. No one driving. And then, you know, the testing. Oh, I do not like the test where they up your nose.
Yeah.
I'm always like, it's not fun, but I will never forget this. And the image of coronavirus. This is why it's called coronavirus, because it looks like a crown, corona. And so, yeah, that's the enemy. And then social distancing, standing. I still remember early on standing like this in this line to go into the market that had no toilet paper. I couldn't get toilet paper. They were all out. And then everything closing. So I used to live in Los Angeles and I moved to Utah. When I went back to Los Angeles last year, many of my favorite restaurants were closed forever. They did not survive the pandemic because no one came, they couldn't pay their rent, and they closed forever. It made me so sad how many of my favorite restaurants and places closed. So I put these because I wanted to hear some of your experiences. Like, what do these images make you think of? When were you on a bus and it was empty? How did you feel? How testing and did anything you love close, like a restaurant closed because of COVID and never reopened?
Interesting. I like this, Trevor. So guys, open up.
I think it's very sad because when, like Trevor said, when restaurants close forever, we consumers cannot eat that good food, and the people who worked there was unemployed, so they could be hungry, not get a new job because the pandemic was there in that time. And I think it's very sad.
Yes, it is.
Agreed.
I see.
Yeah. What else, Gabi?
About what?
About this. Did you follow when Trevor kind of constructed the pandemic whole situation with those images, how it was evolving
Yeah.
from the beginning to the end, and how he felt when he saw each of those things happening? How did you feel?
Listening the history.
Listening to him, seeing those images and remembering what you have lived during the pandemic, the most dangerous part of the pandemic.
Just sad, because it's a sad thing, right? The pandemic was a sad situation. And when we talk about it and remember what was the things that happened in the situation, we think it was really terrible, and we thinking that things like the bus. I remember that the peoples were afraid to enter in the bus and going to uh, their jobs, and but the peoples that uh, didn't have a car or a car like this, the peoples were had to go and how do I say enfrentar, teacher?
Face
And face the afraid.
the fear.
Face what?
Face their fear.
Yeah, face their fear and enter in the bus, going to their works. And it was sad because some people's uh, take the COVID with it in these situations and died, some of them. And it was, yeah, it was just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
remember when I did the test COVID in the nose,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, I don't like
Very uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
Oh
have.
gosh.
Yeah, I have made this too. I have take. What's the verb we used in this case for Trevor? We take an exam, a COVID exam, or we made, or we did. What's the verb here?
You take
right?
a test, take a COVID test.
Yeah.
So when I have taken a COVID test, or I remember when I took a COVID test.
Mm-hmm. So it was terrible.
Oh yeah.
But Gabi touched the point here. She mentioned something that reminded me. One thing we didn't comment here today, how this whole situation has affected people's mind. How many people got psychologically sick, aside of all the COVID situation, aside of all the illness that COVID brings and all the things that happened, including death. A lot of people got psychologically ill, sick. That's another thing. That's another dark side of the COVID pandemic thing. Anyways, Rafael.
Oh, how can I say this in English?
Try your best. We'll try our best to communicate.
Okay, this pandemic, many people sick, many people dying, change routine. It was terrible because this pandemic, it's not easy.
Do you remember yourself taking the line like this? Taking 1 meter distance from the other person in the line, the other people in the line e fila. Yes, do you remember yourself doing this?
Yes, I remember.
Have you taken the COVID test with this?
Yes, I made
Yeah, how many times?
how many times?
Yeah, quantas vezes? How many times?
Twice.
Twice?
Three.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people who have taken this test so many times that they got used it. They say, I can't understand how someone can get used to that. But they told me they got used it because they were taking the test. I think this is, yeah, let's not judge. Anyways. I am judging, but I don't want to judge people. But one thing I want to comment, guys, and you tell me, because I don't remember taking the bus, an empty bus. During the whole pandemic here in Brazil, at least here where I live, I don't remember taking an empty bus. At least no, unless it was like not in the rush, not in the rush time of the rush. Anyways, if it's the beginning of the day or the end of the day, it was always full of people wearing masks, afraid, but there, a lot of people in a bus. Did you live the same situation?
Yeah, same of me.
Me too.
You see, Trevor, we didn't have empty buses here.
Yeah, I have a picture from the airport, Los Angeles airport, when it was completely empty. I was there. The road was no cars. There was some kids walking on their hands in the middle of the road, and the airport terminal was completely empty. It was so strange. And in Los Angeles, always has traffic. No traffic, no cars. I could drive so fast. It was crazy. I just couldn't believe it.
Yes, I can imagine that. Also, we have empty streets, or more empty than they used to be in a normal day, but not totally empty, because there are always people who doesn't respect what the government says, right? A lot of people, actually, much more than it would be safe. And let's move then to the next slide. So here you brought this video, Trevor.
Yeah, it's this. I just thought this was very interesting because this is when the governor of New York announced lockdowns in New York City, which was a big deal because New York is what New York did, everyone else did after. And I remember watching this, being so confused and thinking, okay, can people go outside? Can people go for a walk? Can people run? Do we have to stay inside of our homes? Or it was very confusing, but this was the first time he said 100% of people stop going to work, other than essential workers. Everyone stopped going to work. The trains will not, like, all of this, everything changed when I watched this video. And I just remember sitting and thinking, this can't be real, because until COVID, my job, I flew on a plane every week. I traveled to different parts of the country every single week for 6 years. And now I can't even leave my home. It was so strange. And so I put this video in here because I think many years from now, I will watch this video with my children the way I watch a video of World War II, when Franklin Roosevelt said, "Today is a day which will live in infamy, December 7th, 1941, after Pearl Harbor," or when the 9/11 attacks happened. I remember these moments, and this for me was like, wow, like this is history. So I put it in there because I think for me, this video was the first time I realized how serious this was. And my question for everybody is, when did you realize this was very serious? Like what moment, or was there someone said something on the TV or the radio or Instagram, and you were like, wow, this is serious. Like this is not just some small flu. This is changing the world. When did that happen for you guys? Was that clear? I don't know. I talked a lot. So let me know if you need me to repeat the question. It's okay.
Calm down, Trevor. They're just sinking in.
We are trying to remember.
Me too, because I actually don't remember when I noticed. I don't even know if I have realized that so far. Because my life changed, but it was in a good way. I was not personally, now let me find a word here. I did not suffer personally because of the pandemic. I was working in a place very far away from my home, which I'm still, anyways. And then when the lockdown came, I came working home. So it was a dream coming true. Then I started working with as an online teacher, another dream coming true that I didn't even know I had actually. And then getting to know a lot of new and wonderful people. I have met a lot of interesting people these 2 years. I have earned money. So, I know that the thing was terrible. I get the feeling. I also have the feeling because I saw on TV. But that's totally different when something actually happens to you, right? We can never tell how someone is feeling unless you have felt the same way. You have been through the same exactly situation. So,
I remember that the first teacher, you can
No, I finished. I feel a little bit guilt about that, but that was how that happened. My life just went better through the pandemic.
Yeah, so I remember that the first time that I saw the news and talking about the pandemic, it was in Instagram, and I remember that I thought, oh, it's in China. It's China, right? It's in China, but I thought that it was just a thing of China, and a little time after goes the news that it was here. So I was really, oh my god, it's here. And after that, the school, how do I say, fechou, teacher?
Closed.
The school closed, and we started to study in house. And in this time that I saw that it was really happening, that it's happened really. So it was it, and now we see that it affects all the world, all the countries, and all the things. I remember that I said to my family that it was in the beginning. I remember that I said to my family that it's the end of the world, like this. But now it's not, I think, but I don't know.
It seemed like it was the end of the world, but now you're learning that we have to learn how to live with that.
Yeah.
How is life? Who else? Who goes now? Who didn't talk?
Me and Rafael. I can
Okay.
talk. I realized that it was serious when, well, let me say, I remembered that had in Africa the Ebola virus, right? And I remember Ebola, it was very serious and people died, but it did not leave Africa. And I thought coronavirus would be like this, like the Ebola. But when I realized that the virus was in a lot of countries, and when it came in Brasilia, and my university just stopped the classes because the governor, the government said that everyone would be at home, then I realized, it's very serious. This was the moment.
It stopped our holies.
Yeah, just stop it. And I was like, what's happening?
Pedro, that. Rafael, do you remember?
Yes, I remember. I stay in my house. I watch the news in TV. And my mind is what's happening in the world, because it's really, but it is true. It is true. Many people die.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just did something here I was not intending to do. Yes. Well, oh my goodness, my husband's tearing the house apart. No, he's just like me that goes dropping things around. I am like this. When I am cooking, everybody knows I'm cooking because I drop things all the time on the floor.
Yeah, well, you hear me when Hyerne's in class and I'm just like,
yes.
It's like a war is happening in the background.
You see? Well, guys, we have how many? 11 minutes left. It's not enough time for us to go through the last part, but I think we did well, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we covered many of the questions too as part of the conversation.
Yes, and this video, Trevor, this idea, I think I should have had this idea to finish the conversation with this. Do you remember how that it started or when you realized that it was serious? So I'll stop sharing the screen because I want to thank you all for being here, of course, but I want to hear from you. How was your experience here today? How did you feel? Something new you learned, if there was. I always start with Gabi because I want to.
So, teacher, I have to say thank you because I like it so much. This meeting, all the meeting I like. It's so good talking English with other peoples. And thank you, Trevor, too, for this, because you are a native, right?
What?
Native.
Native?
Native, yeah.
Native.
Yes, American native.
So yeah, so it's really cool talk with a native. Is native?
Accent.
Native?
You can say native.
Native. So it's really cool talk with a native and listen the native talking too and understand. So I like it. I like it so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And
Thank you.
I want to say all of your English is so good. It's so impressive. I am very proud of you. I know how difficult it can be. Hyerny, my wife, she gets very nervous about speaking English in front of others, especially native English speakers. So it takes a lot of courage. So to you guys, it's very awesome,
you.
very cool.
I
Thank you.
have brave students. And
Very-
yeah, Trevor, I know and I see their evolution day by day. But first time you're here, Gabi and Rafael were here, both.
Mhm.
Do you remember and do you see how they have evolved their English from there to now?
Yes, very, very big improvement. The confidence with which you speak is big change. Before, I could hear you would stop and think, oh, is this correct? Oh no, now you speak. You have a thought and it comes out, and it's very, very cool to see that transformation. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yes. First time Rafael pretty much didn't talk, if you remember. He said
Mhm.
just some words. And today he participated, he talked, he shared his ideas. And I'm very proud of you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm like a goosey mother. Just anyways, Rafael, it's your turn then to say how did you feel? How was it for you?
Oh, okay. Thank you for opportunity. I'm happy to be here with you. I speak a little English, but I'm here with you.
You do. You speak more than a little English, okay? Put it to your head. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Hi, Laiane, meu amor da minha vida, love of my life. How did you feel? How was the experience? Are you going to come back?
Yes, I like it so much because Sueli knows me. I started English, but sometimes I stop, and I would be more advanced, I think, but I'm not because I stopped studying English. I'm not motivated sometimes, and I would like to thank you because you motivate me.
I never give up on you. You was my first kobaya. Laiane was
Yes,
my
yes.
first, yes. Laiane was my first kobaya. When I started teaching English, I didn't have anyone to teach. I didn't even know how to teach well. My English was terrible. And but then I knew some things and I knew I could help someone. And then I asked her, so do you want to start a conversation club? And I taught her some classes. She learned well. I have a testimonial of hers on my Instagram. She learned very well while studying, but then she didn't she didn't care. But anyways, I don't give up on you. And this here is open to you, whatever you want to go back.
Thank you.
Trevor, my guest, how did you feel? How was the experience?
Awesome. I love having these conversations. I love hearing everybody's thoughts. It's cool too, because we have different perspectives. Even within the same country, different people have different experiences. So it's even more incredible to hear your experiences from another country, another place. So I love, ask Hyerny. She knows I love to talk. So I love to talk with people. So this is, for me, it's a pleasure. It's a wonderful way to spend time. And I really enjoy it. So thank you for having me and inviting me into your homes on the screen.
Yes. And you are also very welcome. And anytime you want to come back, the doors are open for you. And I
Let
will
me
also
know.
ask you again.
Absolutely. Ask me anytime. I'm always happy
Okay.
to participate.
Great. Awesome. Great to know. So thank you all. I am tremendously happy today to see how many, this many people here, because I learned English through a very hard path. It was not easy for me to learn English, but with I know nowadays I can help other people. I feel especially happy to see my students evolving and learning and putting themselves out there. And as much people as I can I help, I will, with great pleasure. And being here with you today shows me I am in the right path, even though it's not easy. It means a lot of hard work. It is worth it.
And you're a
So,
great teacher, Suli. You're an
thank
awesome
you.
teacher. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Gabi says she loves me. Rafael still didn't say he loved me, but he will. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Kisses from Brazil. Gabi?
Trevor, what time is it where you are now?
I love this question.
3:30. So yeah,
Really?
3:30. PM, not morning, not AM.
Oh,
It's not
It's
Japan.
daytime, not Japan.
Yes. Three what? 3:30.
3:30.
Great. Gabi, thank you for reminding about this question, because I love asking this question. Every time I am with someone from another country, I ask this question. I don't know why I forgot this time. But for you guys on YouTube watching us, thank you for being here. From here till 15 days, we'll have another live meeting. If you want to join us, leave a message, leave a comment here, or send me a private message. My email is available. We will have other international guests. We'll have Kira from Russia. We'll have Henry from Africa. Who else? Yeah, I think the other ones are Brazilian, because the two Greeks, they were already here with us. But even the Brazilians, they are great people. They have great English, and we are all going to learn together. Bye.
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 Oh my
Ciao.
goodness, sorry. Let's say bye and have a boomerang and do a boomerang. Yeah, I always forgot some. Here, Instagram. Here. Go. Sorry, my cell phone is low. Boomerang. And I want you to reposting, guys. Everybody reposting and saying how much you love me and how much you love this Clube conversation meeting. 1, 2, 3, go.
Bye.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Now it's a bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.